Shauna's running the show in the morning, and I'm sort of like, I run the show out the door and to the school. But Shauna in the morning, I can tell what time it is based on the register of her voice. I told you, please, shoes.
Yeah,
that means we have 5 minutes.
5 to 8, yeah.
When she goes, babe, can you put your shoes on? That means we have 20 minutes. Welcome to Good Enough. Oh, you're in the right place. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Natasha.
Oh, and we have an incredible guest.
I worked with her first.
That's fine. You don't have to get defensive.
Well, this person, I worked with her on Burning Love. She was so funny. I think you might be actually one of my favorite comedic actresses.
And guess what?
Not you, the guest.
I get it. I know. And this person and I have had sleepovers. We've gone on vacations to Ojai. That's not true, but we did work together on a show called Mating Season coming out on Netflix in 2026. Please, everybody put your ears together for June Diane Raphael.
Wow, I'm so honored by that introduction, truly.
You know you're hilarious.
It's not even over. That's the halfway point.
Natasha, I'm really honored that you said that. That's very nice.
It's true. I loved that character that you played.
Burning Love to me remains like the most special experience of my professional life. I love that.
You know what's crazy about Burning Love is I remember leaving during the shooting and I was just cut out of all these scenes because I had like stupid auditions to go do. They never amounted to anything, and now I'm not in some of the scenes. But anyway, I loved working with Ken.
That's right.
And you.
It was just a special experience.
Well, June, you really do seem to balance it all because last time I saw you at a party, you were ready to go coach the child's soccer team.
Oh, yes.
Is that real?
Well, I guess
How do you do that?
Who are your children? First of all, who are your children?
I have two boys until they tell me otherwise, Gus and Sam, who are 11 and 9.
Well, this just in, they're both trans. They called before the show, and this is actually a podcast called Surprise, Surprise, Gender Reveal. Guys, cut the cake open.
Oh my God, I'm finding out today.
You've got two sons like me.
I do, and I'm obsessed with them, and so yes,
the sports
but sports is 11 and 9, and so we are very much so a sports family. It is, and I think I told you, Natasha, but my main identity, aside from like actress, writer, and I do say podcaster, and it feels very embarrassing every time I do, but I'll say it, is coach.
Whoa.
That's actually the most like comfortable role that I play.
Wait, will you tell the story I heard from your husband about your wedding and your dad?
Oh, this is a sweet story and it'll make me cry. But so my dad, I played sports growing up, played basketball and soccer. And so I played all the sports, but basketball was really my main sport. And my dad was at every game. It was something we really did together. On my soccer team, we would travel. We'd go to hotel. Like we were just everywhere together. And my soccer team, the girls were very mean, and I was very scared of them and very kind of like they. I don't think so.
I'm telling you, there was at least 7 mean girls that were like, I don't like that June. I don't like the way she makes me feel.
I did not know how to interact with them. They were the popular girls in the schools that they were all in, which were, they all came from my town, but a lot of them are in separate schools. And they were just straight up mean. So my dad and I would like sit in hotel rooms and play cards.
Smoke cigarettes.
And I would hear the girls like running down the hallway, like having fun. And I would just be like, I guess my dad and I are going to play spit again. It was just like, but anyway, yes, it was very, very beautiful. And it was something we did together.
Yeah, but I can tell, obviously, your dad has passed from the way you're telling the story, right?
Yes, but I stopped and I was very good at basketball. I was okay at soccer, but very good at basketball. And I had the height. I'm 5'9.5". I was my full height at 10. Mm-hmm. Okay? Can you imagine?
Your full height was at 10?
I am 10.
Wow, you reached
10 years old. Like, that's crazy. I was a full-grown woman at 10.
Wow. That was part of the bullying, I bet.
I think so. And also, like, I was just a woman, And I remember walking down the street and men catcalling. Like, I was a woman at 10 years old. Which is crazy now to think of my son who's 11. I'm like, I was a child. So anyway, but I loved basketball. I was very good at it. And then at the end of 9th grade, I gave it up to do the plays. And my dad never said a word about it until my wedding day. When he got up for his speech and took a piece of paper out and just recited every stat. Every single,
oh my God.
Like she was MVP 2 years in a row, high scorer her third year, and like waited for it to land with everyone.
That's so
It
sweet.
was like just went over all. And even at that point, I had been working as an actor, like not one mention of anything I had done. No, because it didn't matter. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God. And I feel this way even more as a parent, like, wow, that was such a huge investment. And then to have your child just so unceremoniously stop. But I'm also like, what great parenting to not put your own feelings about it onto them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, in
It's
this
a sweet
moment
story.
where it's like
I
your
didn't know I was
day
gonna
to
cry,
celebrate.
Natasha.
I didn't mean to be.
No, I could cry. If you guys gave me permission, I would cry right now.
Well, but it's
Give
almost
me
like
permission.
But
cry.
like, it's almost like he passed down to you also how to do it. And now it makes sense to me that you, this glamorous actress who's so busy, is able to make space to be the coach.
Well, yes, that is. It's also. I'm also, I think, healing some of the ways in which I was coached. I had an amazing basketball coach, Mr. Fitzsimmons, who truly saw how tall I was at such an early age and like really kind of. I mean, I was center. He called me big man, and I remember like imploding. I was like,
the way that coaches talk about bodies in not this era, hopefully not this era, but my tennis coach called me. My tennis coach was talking about how you use your body differently, and it was all these tall, thin girls, and he's like, and then if you look at Kara, she's long and lean. You look at Sabrina, she's sort of short and stocky. And I remember asking my parents, "What's stocky?" After I thought maybe stock like a long stock.
Stocky. Yeah, that's tough. Well, I didn't know
So
it
you
was
were
a
big
term.
man?
I was big man, but I didn't know like, oh, that is a term for a center on a basketball team. You're the big man. I just thought like I'm being called big man, but I will say he sat me down and was like, you're tall. Girls are scared of you. Like, use it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I don't know. I mean, again, I was going to save all this for my rant, but I do feel for girls. It's such sports. If they're interested, obviously, if they're not, they're not. But like, it's such a great place to be pubescent.
Yeah.
Because you're like not, it's very physical. You're in your body, but you're not being sexualized.
Yes.
Your body's being seen as powerful and like capable. And so for me, it was
get to
so
flex
important at that time.
All those opposite things, then like I'm picturing you walking down the street and being catcalled, and this like sort of these two things are happening.
Very much so.
One of the things is like you're entering into the arena of like, how do men like me? And the other is you're entering into your power. And it is like the place where women get to flex this whole other thing. I started last night when I played pickleball, I started barking. Okay. And this is obviously my brand of gender. Which is a guy with tits that uses she pronouns. But
understood.
But so that's barking is my. But I started
barking
in between points. I go.
And did it help?
Yeah, because they're like, who the fuck is this scary bitch? I'm number one in my league, barking.
Okay, can I just tell you? So
I didn't mean to give it away. Sorry.
No. I needed someone else to say it. For once.
I do want to say to all the parents with girls, there's also tons of statistics about like C-suite level women and how many of them were Division I athletes and like girls being comfortable with competition and risk taking and all of it. Yeah. So I do think there's real reasons why girls should play sports, but also, when my son plays goalie, which you literally have to be an insane person to play goalie in soccer, and I have to coach him, and it's a very psychologically intense position for a child. Like you are often in a one-on-one situation with someone shooting at you, and the odds are the ball's going to go in the net. Like those are just the odds.
The pressure
based
is on you all of a sudden.
Yes, and also like you don't really get the glory for saving goals that you do for making them.
Yeah. So you're the one who people kind of blame if it
goes wrong. Where it's like multiple people could take shots on goal, and if they don't go in, you're not like, what the fuck happened? Like it's just not. So I've said to him, and I'm going to tell him to bark. I've said to him like, every professional keeper is bananas. Like they're crazy. So when you go in goal, I want you to act crazy.
Cool.
Yes.
And like go nuts out there.
That's cool.
And
this is
he
really
does,
good
and
sports
it's great.
advice people don't talk about. Act fucking crazy.
Act like a nut.
And it's like, it's again,
You
like,
did it instinctively last night.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like I'm from Canada. I'm daughter of immigrants. My tendency is to be so friendly. I remember in not professional tennis, when I was playing under 12 tournaments, I was always like, these Russian girls are so mean. They won't talk to me when I'm switching sides. And now looking back, it's not a place to be nice. They're winning the game.
Okay, if I may, can I say so much of this was going to be part of my round, but if I may, I do think for boys, and I struggle with this coaching boys, they're actually very polite on the field. And one of the things, and this is LA, and I think it's understandable that
they're
these
also
boys
auditioning.
are so sweet, and but I'm like, this is the place to be aggressive. This is actually the space for it.
Yeah.
We get to be aggressive here and take what we want and not ask permission, so that we don't do it out there.
Yeah.
We get to let it all out, and this is the appropriate venue for it. And sometimes it's actually very
It's the
hard.
outlet. It's what we're talking about when we say you need an outlet.
Yes, exactly. So it's interesting because it's not instinctive for a lot of them.
Well, my little 7-year-old is in Krav Maga, and I would never think to tell her. And it's so funny because it's a bunch.
What is Krav Maga?
It's like Israeli street fighting. I don't know why
Very
my
in vogue.
husband picked it, but it's literally a bunch of 7-year-old girls going, "Don't touch me ever! Don't touch me ever!" It's like self-defense.
I love that the one thing she's doing is street fighting. So she goes out with a pocket knife.
But
they
I've
put her
seen
in
her walk change when she starts walking on the mat.
Okay.
She gets a
Yeah.
little like George Jefferson, like she's kind of like cocking out
I
her.
love it.
And I'm like, oh, what if I maybe told her something like that? Like not to
Be crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's such great advice.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think that's and a part of my rant is about like the way that youth sports is treated. I do feel like with youth sports, there's so much emphasis on winning and competition. And I'm like, kids are already competitive. You don't need to put anything on that. They already are. And the chances they're going to go pro are literally like 0.2%. And so then what do we get out of it? And to me, it's like, yeah, you do learn how to win gracefully, hopefully. And more than that, lose.
Yes, and keep on
Lose,
trying and
yes.
not lose your passion for it.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like building a resilience for life. So yeah, I'm and it's very interesting also being like the only female coach in our current division, and like how, the men treat you. And
Oh my God. My wife is an assistant coach for my son Wolfie's soccer team. And it's like there are times where if the male head coach is not there and she's sort of leading things, I've seen just the male parents just sort of like act as if she's an
Not
extra
there. Yes.
and they've been promoted.
Oh, they just
to-
scream over you?
Well, they just get, they think that a female voice cannot, for some reason, once it comes to sports, it's like every
Yes.
other aspect of parenting. It's like the woman should get in touch
we
with
defer.
the child. But like with coaching, it's as if the octave of the female voice doesn't register with the kids, and it's like
Yes.
actually it's actually registered.
not only
fine.
does it register just fine, but I'm like, there's been nothing that I've done in terms of like instilling them with feminist values. I could teach them, but this person, that person will read this book together. Nothing has been more important than showing up in a leadership role in an area that they deeply care about and value.
That gave me chills.
Like that's the biggest thing I've done, which is like, no, I own this. I know this. I teach you this. I'm in charge of this. And that is like,
I'm
that's gonna
invested
make
in your
them-
progress in this.
it just does, like, I have not seen anything else actually impact them in the way that this has.
And it's going to make them respect random women.
Correct.
Who aren't their moms.
Correct.
And listen to women.
Yes. And now they
That's what we need in the world.
It's
men
true.
listening to women more.
Eureka!
That's why, by the way, like I'm surprised you guys are videotaping this because podcasts are one of the only mediums where you can just listen, but you guys want to be seen.
We have to be seen.
They're making us.
No, I know.
The company, the huge company behind this that we do not name until they give us the money, they really want us to be on camera.
Listen,
It's a huge company.
I have 2 podcasts, and I'm they're always saying like they would do so much better if they were on camera. I understand that, but I'm also like, podcasting to me was one of the few mediums for women because it does genuinely force people to just listen.
Wait, so your podcast, How Did This Get Made?
I'm just saying that.
Cameras off.
That's interesting.
Guys, June's got a point. Cameras off.
I just think it's a powerful medium for women because of that fact alone, that you cannot perceive them. You just have to listen.
Well, turn off your video, guys.
Guys, close your eyes for the rest of this episode.
But we all look pretty hot, so
sorry. No, we've done enough work. We actually need to be seen right now. I put too much into this. You better be looking.
I before we let go of sports, I just want to circle back to the moment where your dad is like listing off the sports accolades. And
the stats.
The joke of my wedding was that my parents kept on talking about me playing tennis. And I think there is something about like just it's the first moment that you're sort of showcasing yourself as a competitor in the world.
It's true.
In sports, like I saw Wolfie score his first goal last week, and I didn't. Shauna's been throwing herself at this soccer thing, and it's not my sport. I'm trying to corral him into tennis, and it's very sort of like we have our lanes. And there was definitely a vibe that I have about soccer where I'm like we were going camping. She's like, we can't go that day because of soccer. I'm like, it's kids soccer. Why are you taking it so seriously? And there I am, and he scores the goal, and it's like. That's why. It's like so sweet.
Yes. No, it is. It is. And it's also like, to me as a coach and just a parent, it's also very important to like regulate myself, because I can go into, like athlete mode and I can get really invested. And so I'm like, it's such a, I think, opportunity for parents to be like, okay, what am I getting out of this? And, I think my dad did a really good job of distancing himself until he had a platform, which was, of course, my wedding day, to really express himself, to not put on me expectations, whatever, to just sort of. And I don't think I do this I would like to do this more, but he's in my ear of just like, you kind of have to bear witness, but even being too excited about a goal or whatever is like sending a message. Like everything's.
Is this a mistake? I've bought a bunch of Minecraft figurines. For every goal he gets, I'm giving him a Minecraft figurine, but for every assist he gives, I'm giving him 7. Just kidding, just 1.
I feel like someone, a parenting expert would say that's probably bad.
Well, guess what? This is the podcast where we say, parenting experts, go fuck yourselves.
I think it's great. I'm too involved in sports to even be able to really see. I don't know, Sabrina.
I like incentivizing it because guess what? I like prizes.
Okay.
I like some
things.
prizes. I like things.
Good
Speaking
stuff.
of things, I'm transitioning us into sort of another section, which is just sort of like, what era of parenting are you in? Because you're ahead of us.
Yeah.
What's sort of like the thing
Puberty.
that you're like bumping up against?
Puberty?
Puberty.
That sounds awful.
Pubic hair.
No, but puberty as a concept, and we're not actually there yet, but we are with many other boys who are there, and like deodorant.
Yeah, smelly boys.
But you have Paul, and I mean, I recognize a quality in Paul that
is
I
June's
also
husband.
Paul Scheer, hilarious, talented. I could just tell that he has the same quality that Moshe has, in the sense where I'm like, part of the reason why I had kids with him, because I'm like, you're going to kill this. And also, especially when the teenage years come, you know, like I just know that he's going to be able to help me deal with that.
Yes. Yeah. I think I will say that what I'm learning is that there is so much grief attached to every phase ending and a new one starting. And I am definitely right now experiencing some grief over like the littleness of just like, and also getting attitude and getting like bursts of anger and rage where I'm like, you've been the sweetest child. Yeah. So I'm just like, I like, there are times where I'm like, if he unzipped himself and an alien walked out, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I just don't even, I'm like, what? So we're just in that moment of trying to And I'm also like perimenopausal. So I'm like, wow, this is an interesting collision of hormones. It's absolutely deadly.
Yeah, they need
a deadly combo.
An Inside Out Pixar movie of menopause and puberty.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
A mashup. I love it.
It is like, I'm also in my feelings and I'm also like unregulated. So, but then it's really interesting because we're going through a lot right now in terms of like him losing his mind and then me losing my mind and like lots of feelings.
And Paul being like, I got a gig out of town.
But then we're also like, and this is, so this is the cool thing about, I think, our generation of parents. We're also recovering together. Like, I never heard my parents apologize. Never heard it once. And I've had to many times be like, I want to talk about last night. Like, I wish I hadn't said that. And
I always forget
want to apologize.
that you can do that the next day.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And in some ways
sweet.
it's better, or it lands a little bit more, I think, when you can be like, because I think it shows like I've really been thinking about it. It's weighing on me. And I don't like that I said that. And I regret it and I didn't mean it. And then it gives him an opportunity to see also like, I can apologize. I can forgive myself too. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think those are all really important lessons for kids.
Our generation's ability to be human with our kids, I think, is going to be so
transformative for the next generation. Like,
they'll be
absolutely
in therapy, but
transformative.
about something different.
My
and
parents
like,
just wanted me too much. They just loved me too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
exactly.
Because
They
I'm
saw
realizing,
me.
like, my daughter knows she was so wanted, and we strived so hard to have her, and now we both like worship her.
Are you ever like both sort of like it's a montage of compliments for your kid, and you see your kid just sort of like leave the room, and you're like, wow. To have the way I would have held on to one of those compliments, but for Wolfie, it's like, yeah, I get it. You love me. You know, it's
right.
So,
well,
so
I think
sweet.
I identify as Gen X and not millennial, or if I am a millennial, I am the last millennial. But I do think the Gen X kids, like, we were raised by wolves, you know, and
by ourselves,
and also like. I mean, I was a latchkey kid. Paul was a latchkey kid. And I do think it's defining to see who latchkey kids are now as parents is really fascinating to me.
Tell me more.
I second guess myself a lot. Do you do that?
No.
She's
You're a
coach.
latchkey
Well, she's
kid?
coach.
Yeah.
You're a latchkey kid. That's interesting.
What is your latchkey?
My latchkey kid and Paul and I think like connected early on this. And Paul, I'll read his book to find out about his childhood, but he certainly had a lot more going on than I did. But a sense of like being a really independent kid and almost like a little adult, you know? And I think that's impacted us as parents in a way. Well, I think in our relationship, it's really hard because we're both kind of alphas. So we have a hard time like asking for help and outsourcing help necessarily and wanting to kind of control everything because we're used to that. But also I think we want the kids to be a bit more independent. Like we're hyper aware of how, you know, Gus
You're
came
two
back
alphas trying to farm some alphas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like Gus came back from a school trip that like wasn't that great. Some of the parents were upset about it. It just wasn't the perfect trip. And I'm kind of like, and again, this is a Gen X, you know, latchkey kid, but I'm like, it's okay that not every experience is great
and magical
and curated.
Yes.
Do you know what
it's
I mean?
actually
Like,
important.
It's important.
I'm like, get these LA kids out of the pool and drive them to Skid Row and have them pass out pizza.
Like there are going to be bosses that aren't great and like coworkers that you have to like sit through and be uncomfortable around.
Yes, and the bad teacher primes you for that, and the bad trip primes you for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, you still have to go through it.
I took my daughter to a restaurant last night, like a fancy seafood restaurant, and I had this feeling like I was nervous because no one else was there, and I was hoping she would think it was good.
Oh my God.
Like I'm
she's the alpha.
I understand this,
I'm like,
though.
I need to get over this. Like this feeling of like, God, I hope every minute is magical.
And meanwhile, I
you definitely
spent
get
my
over
weekends in Home Depot, like loading sheetrock into a
when you were young.
minivan. Yeah. Or like in the dressing room at Nordstrom. Like I was at the behest of my parents and their chores and errands.
Yes.
And
Me
now
too.
I'm like,
So I'm trying to help her have the childhood I didn't have.
I understand.
I think that's the struggle we're all in, is like we have these inner children that we're trying to heal through this experience of giving our kids the compliments, the love, the like support that we crave.
Attunement.
Being
Being
like we were all raised, like
to
my
them.
parents were certainly, I think probably all of the parents of everyone before us felt like compliments or connecting or really like getting into the depths of their love for me was like gay, the former term of gay, where it's like, I'm not
Which
giving
we're not
that away
using anymore?
We're using it now.
Okay.
I brought it back,
get
but
to
if you
use it
guys
in
try
this
it,
moment.
then it becomes a huge podcast moment. So I'd love for you to actually
test it out.
on the count of 3, dyke. No, it's uncomfortable for them to get into complimenting us to our faces. They'll compliment my brother to me and me to my brother.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. It's like the game, but parenting.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I had an interesting childhood because I actually did receive a lot of unconditional love from my mom, but there was also dysfunction. I mean, when you have 2 working parents in the 80s and like you're walking yourself to school and nobody's making you a lunch, it's just like it's weird to have been the child of like so much love and deep connection on one level, but then also certain caretaking just not available, And so what really triggers me as a parent is like, if they don't have the right stuff.
Me too.
Oh my God.
Well,
like
my daughter's like, well, you care more about like the details, like my shoes and my backpack.
Yes, I
and
do.
Dad's more
yes,
fun.
I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our job, I think.
Yes, I think so too. And I think it's like okay to take pride in that and just be like, no, this is a part of like my love language is making sure you have the right things. No one made sure I had the right things. And I was deeply like ashamed about that and not having the right things in that area. And it's healing to be like, you have a new backpack, you have your folders, you have lunch. You know what I mean?
You can control those little things.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's the biggest, I think, surprise of parenting is how much it heals.
Yes.
The stuff you spend so much money in therapy to work on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love that. What is your era of parenting, Sabrina, since we're sharing?
Thank you so much for asking. Caught me off guard.
I don't know how old your boys are.
Okay, so I have a 1.5-year-old and I have a 7.5-year-old.
So you're kind of doing it from both sides.
1.5-year-old vibe that I'm feeling right now is like relearning the same lesson that I learned with Wolfie, but like for a while we were so worried that he would never talk because a pediatrician who was very tall and just got taller as she critiques him said, if he doesn't know 3 words by 18 months, he's going straight to speech therapy.
What?
Come to find out, speech therapy, just like everything with the word therapy in it, not bad. Massage therapy, therapist, couples therapy. It's like, it seems like it's like this jail that you're being sent to. And it's like, no, if he wants support or needs support, then why not? But the way that she said it made me picture taking, vacations in my 70s with my adult son that had to like still be in a baby Bjorn. You know what I mean? Like he was never going to develop. And now he's going, hello. He's saying, bye. It's not like,
Also, he's like so cute. Who cares if he never talks?
Cute. Well, I do. I do want him. Ideally, in a perfect world, he talks. And we're living in that world now. But the era, or like what I'm kind of realizing is like, it's the same bullshit where, I remember Wolfie was crawling for too long. And I'm like, this is a jungle boy.
Yes.
This is a boy that'll live in a forest. And it's like, then a week passes and he's exactly where they are supposed to be. And everyone's just sort of like on their own ride and taking their own time. And then this weekend was very like over scheduling. It was all my 7-year-old stuff. It was like morning soccer, afternoon birthday, and then in the evening he was DJing his first gig outside of his.
He's a
elementary
professional
school.
DJ as well.
He's a DJ. I have a video of it. Is he so cool?
Oh my God.
I mean, how cool is he?
So cool. So it was.
I'm so intimidated.
It was like the day was going by, and I remember like Shauna and I had agreed a while ago, like we have to start taking control of our family weekend time and not just get absorbed by all these kid appointments. And it was like a day where sort of every appointment that I showed up to, I was at the birthday party. I'm like, well, it's Wolfie's Day, isn't it? It's Wolfie's Day. And then I got to that fall festival that he was DJing, and I was like, well, it's my day. Yeah, it was very sweet to see him. I mean, I really also was like, are you nervous? I was like, you know, the way people are before we go on stage. I was like, just like someone who's never been in showbiz, being like, "You gonna get prepared or what? You just gonna wing it?" And he did.
How does he get so chill? He gets that from you.
He gets that. Well, our donor was a surf instructor. I feel like he is a water. Whatever astrology sign is water, that's him. He's water.
And he is a Pisces.
He's a Pisces.
So, makes sense.
Now, speaking of makes sense, what do you happen? What's your parenting?
Well, this just came to me. I just realized, like, after 4.5 years of reminding her to say please and thank you when we're in public and at restaurants and to look people in the eye, she decided when we were in Denver to order her own food. I've never seen her address a waiter before, and it was so cute.
That's wonderful.
She was like, excuse me, may I please have? And it was her order was hilarious. It was like, the macaroni and cheese, and I'll have the mashed potatoes on the side.
Oh my God.
And she said thank you, and me and Moshe were just kind of floored by it. But it's taken like, I've literally told her every single time, and we go to restaurants 3 times a week, every single time, and does it just take forever?
It takes
June?
forever,
like,
right?
It's like,
I feel like the biggest thing is them seeing you do it too.
Yes.
And
I don't do it, but I want her to do it for the
please
family.
and thank you.
No, of course. The modeling.
I'm like, Natasha, we can't continue this project together.
No, of course.
I do think it takes forever. I do think it takes forever.
I mean, I've said it like we've said it so many times, we kind of were about to give up. And so it was just
that's so cool.
Rewarding to see her like, we weren't even like talk yourself. Like she just kind of, it just happened.
It's working. It's happening.
So that was, at least made me feel like we're getting somewhere.
Look, caring about that is the most important thing. Like I feel like basics. If a parent is caring that their child is moving through the world, understanding that energy isn't just some like unlimited thing that they binge on, and that it's a trade. That's like the basics.
It's
and
so true.
So many people don't do it because is it tedious.
Yes. Well, I just worked with this actress, and she was so nice, and we had all these conversations, and she was like one of those people who gave everyone cards. And
you can say it's me. You can say
it was not you.
Okay.
But she reminded me of this thing that her parents always told her that I was like, oh wait, my mom told me that, which is it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And I remember my mom drilled that into my head. And this girl just seeing it in action, and I was like, oh, maybe that's part of like.
That's so cool.
And I think, and now I started saying it to my kid because I'm like, oh, it's just like those little things that you can just drill into their head.
Yes.
It's true. I also think, like, I don't know how you feel about this, Natasha. This isn't a question for you, Sabrina.
I'll just go take a little pee break.
No, but I do think it's important also. Call me old fashioned. I do think it's important for them to see Paul like open the door for me.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, shut up. You shut up, you two.
I do.
Women.
Sorry, I do. And I know that might seem controversial.
Well,
but
it's controversial that you don't want me to participate because I'd be opening door for Shauna.
Okay, I guess you could participate in this one.
I think it's nice to see parents being nice to each other. And also in the way, and I also, don't sell me down the river because I'm queer. I want men opening everything for me. Jars, doors,
That's how I
pizza.
sort of feel too.
I have never thought of it like that.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's different with a girl, but I'm like, I do want them to see that because to me, and this is why I guess you can participate, Sabrina.
I want to participate.
To me, it has nothing to do with gender, actually. It's like, I do think it has to do with the sacred feminine. And I'm like, I do want them to know what that is and to honor it when they see it.
Yes, and that doesn't mean that you are not a coach to be respected, that you are not the alpha, all of that. I think that what gets lost in all of the talk of gender is that I can embody both a sacred feminine piece of myself, but more so probably a protective masculinity, and that partnership you find sort of the yin and the yang, yin yang,
yes,
yin yang.
But
you balance each other out, and so for your sons, if they are gonna come into partnership, that they do respect their partners and treat their partner and elevate their partners.
Okay, question: do you remind Paul of this? Are you like, honey, you need to step it up a little bit?
Honey, I've been standing by the door for 20 minutes.
It's hard in the chaos of domestic life is so crazy.
I think I need to just give into it.
So yeah, I think in the chaos of that, I wouldn't say it's like always happening, but there are times where I will say like, why am I carrying all the bags? And I'll say like, okay,
yeah.
And then he will, but he is naturally doing that, I will say. And I do think it's not just about treating women that way. I really do believe it is like honoring the sacred feminine in themselves as well. Mm-hmm. Like this is a sacred, and the masculine is so special and powerful. And I identify mostly as masculine, to be quite honest. It's how I probably walk around most of the day. Wow. But whatever that sacred feminine is, I'm like, that is sort of goddess level, like you must revere and protect that.
I love that.
I really feel that way.
Our sweet Arthur, who drives us to the airport, calls his wife goddess. And off of sitting in that van enough time, Shauna's like, could you call me goddess? I'm like, yeah, I'll call you goddess.
He calls her goddess.
It's nice. But, in teaching Rowan, our 1-year-old, to like kiss, he'll only kiss if he sees us get excited about kissing. And so Shauna and I have been kissing more. And then he gets excited and wants to kiss us. And in doing that, it's like we're doing this silly exercise just to steal a kiss from our 1-year-old. Sure. But really, it boosts the
Everybody's
relationship.
Serotonin.
Yeah, everybody needs to do so many kisses.
Yes. Well, also, like I remember I told the kids, Paul at one point was I told him to get my menstrual cycle on his calendar.
Good.
I was like, we are going to start organizing our lives around this cycle.
Yes.
Because, and he's totally on board. And like, I was like, I need you to see what these weeks are for me. Mm-hmm. Like the week before my period, like I'm not fit for public consumption. Like I can't go, you'll have me out talking to people, like I can't do it.
No.
And I need to go completely internal. I should have
thought of that.
You still can.
You still can.
Like lie and say I'm still having my period.
Yeah.
No, well, you just choose a week where you're like, I'm not for public consumption this week. This is a blackout.
Honestly, perimenopause is just as bad. There could be.
It's true. But like, I just think that reframing the basics of our calendar and reframing for them, especially for boys in a world that hates women. Let's just... hates women. Mm-hmm. I do think those things are incredibly important to be like, yeah, I'm not going to be the one to say I'm getting my period. No. Your father is.
Wow.
And that's like, we all need to, you would not be here without it. Like we all need to get on my calendar as opposed to me trying to fit into.
And apologize for the thing that actually brought life.
Yes, exactly.
Love it.
I guess it's all been one big rant, hasn't it?
It has.
We have 10 minutes left. So what do you think we should do?
Ooh, with our prize 10 minutes. I think we should play the meme of the week.
Okay, great. And then should we not make her do a rant?
No, of course we're going to make her do it.
I still have something. A new one came up actually
not
that
make her do a
I'm
rant.
actually very excited to talk about.
You must be drunk.
Just a heads up, my daughter has lice. What? No! Have you notified the school yet?
Sorry, I'm confused. Do you mean nits?
Yes, nits.
Ew.
Welcome to the club 3 times this year. Protocol call states you should notify the principal immediately and keep your child home until it's resolved. Oh, I'm itching.
They're gonna keep Isabel home for a month.
Oh, shut up, Brad. I'm new to all of this. Any advice? Pick up lice kits from the pharmacy.
Clean the bedding immediately.
Burn everything. Have you checked the school website to review the lice protocol? Sending now. Just Google it. Why are you asking us? Thanks, team. I think lice can live on stuffed animals for days, so you better bag up everything to be safe.
I think we get it.
We got it. That was Sean S. Zeps on Instagram. The caption was parents on a WhatsApp group. I feel like the thing about this is like so true and it's so funny. We have to get into lice because lice has gotten into us. Natasha?
Yes, I've had it.
Have you had it?
I've had it. I've had it personally. My kids haven't had it.
Oh, you had it without the kids?
I had it as a child.
Oh,
I'm just saying I had
but your
lice.
kids
I had
never
it
had
recently.
it.
They've never had
Well,
it.
my
they
God.
have shorter hair,
They have shorter
probably.
hair, yeah.
And by the way, when I got lice,
Yeah.
and do not ever try to remove it yourself. It's impossible.
Do not ever.
That's a dumb
And
idea.
don't use natural things.
No, don't do that either. You call the lice girl. I gave you her number. But
Yeah.
when she came over to my house, she goes, yeah, most of the mothers get it, but the men get off easy. And I said, why? And she goes, most of the men don't have as much head-to-head contact with their children.
Oh, that's dark.
Because like moms are like leaning down and touching the head, I guess. I don't know.
Most of the men aren't really around for it. It is like having a family STD to get lice is just like all of a sudden you're like, sorry guys, you can't really come around, and if you must know we're going through something we don't really want to talk about. It's so traumatic, and it came for us.
Why the shame around it, though? It's like you didn't
Why
do
the
anything.
shame around it? What if I told you we
Yeah, no,
have
you should feel
lice
ashamed.
at
I
home?
just wanted to hear
No,
you
you would
say
be
it.
literally, your
I've
chair
never
would
had
be
it, so
moving.
I can't speak to this topic.
Oh God,
I don't.
it's awful.
Also, I have to say, when the WhatsApp group, I do love the parent who always has the handbook handy. That's a special person, and I'm glad that they're
Yes.
around.
You like that
too.
parent.
I don't. It's not that I like them. I probably don't want to hang out with them, but
Glad they're there, though.
it's special.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys, how do you feel about like PTA energy? I feel like my observation is that carrying women, the women that carry these babes, these mamas, already get so enveloped in this part of their identity and separated from the real them, the pre-them, their solo identity, that approaching PTA world can be like, oof, it's like, it feels like that. It feels like a sketch, you know?
I mean, I have so many feelings about it. I feel both of my children are in the same private school. So we are not in the LA public school system. If we were, and if we were still in LAUSD, I would be very much so part of PTA.
Yeah.
I feel like the private school I'm in does ask us to log a certain amount of volunteer hours. And I believe that until they can show me that the dads are doing the same amount of hours,
Well, they're doing
otherwise they
nothing.
can miss me. I'm sorry?
The dads are never
Correct.
Ever
And
part
so
of
I
it.
do feel like it is more labor for women to do, because most of the women I see showing up on PTAs, on volunteer whatever committees for their children's schools, are doing it in addition to a full-time job. So
And to being a full-time mom and the one who kind of
Yeah.
gets the brunt of everything.
So I do think it's like, I really wish women would band together. Again, public schools, to me, I'm the child of a public school teacher. That's a different,
Yes.
I believe that's a community buy-in, and that everybody's got to show up and like volunteer.
And if it's the
support.
mom, so be it, because someone
So
needs
be
to
it.
be.
Exactly. But in a private school system, I'm like, how dare you ask me to do more?
Yes.
I've written you a check. But also, you can't tell me that that this is an equitable system here, because it's not.
No, actually, we have room parents, and it's always a woman. And
Always.
this year, the mom that got asked to be the room parent was like, "I'm not doing this alone." So it's room parents, and her husband is doing it with her.
Great.
Yeah,
Great. We have a room dad this year too, and I
Yeah.
love to see it.
I just like to volunteer just to see what my kid's up to.
I get it. No, again, this is my own
dynamic.
personal.
Right. No,
like,
you're right.
I just get a
like
little
how
crazy
dare you
about
ask
it.
me for more? Yeah. Well, I'm about to ask you for more. We're gonna do what we're putting in timeout.
Okay.
It's a classic segment. It's something the fans come back
So
for week after week. Every Wednesday, they are just on the edge of their seats. They want to scroll forward to it, but they can't. They can't do that because they miss all the gold before. It is, what do you put in timeout time? I've been talking for so long. Who's gonna go first?
You should go.
I should go
You want me
first?
to go? Okay, I'll go.
You want to go first?
Sure, but I don't even know
Okay.
if I'm going to do it right.
Okay. Well, we
Okay.
just invented it, so there's no way to do it wrong.
Okay,
But we do put 1 minute on the clock.
All right, are we going?
Yeah.
What I would like to put in timeout is my husband and I'm starting
Mailman.
again. Mailman.
The mailman.
What I would like to put in timeout is the male reverence for technology. We're on our 4th Roomba. It's attached to the Apple Watch. And I don't understand this needing to be further tethered to your emails and modeling that to our children and the Tesla. And maybe take out that we have a Tesla, but it doesn't expire until March of 2027. So we have to keep driving the Tesla. Actually, I kind of like it too. And I just feel like, but besides the auto drive on the Tesla, just all the technology, I have 35 seconds. Okay. All of the technology, the emails, I just think it's kind of pathetic. I think it's pathetic to wear an Apple Watch. I'm sorry. Let's just get rid of them. Like, what is this? Like, why do you need to have location share? Why do you need to know of the emails?
5 seconds left. You left 5 seconds on the floor, but you know what? You got your point across.
I hate to say that people who wear Apple Watches are losers, but
They are, though.
Can I just clarify something?
I'm so glad you said it,
Natasha's husband just bought a very ugly Roomba that is
has a large footprint.
Absurd.
It's like twice the size of that table.
Yeah.
No.
I call it toilet.
It looks like a toilet.
And here's the thing: he wants me to download the app. So
No.
when he
No,
leaves the
that's-
house,
No.
when he leaves
No.
the house, it turns on. So I didn't download the app. So he leaves, and then it's like just like starts coming
Turned
at
on
me.
during a dinner party.
Anyway, all right, that's my rant.
That's terrifying. And everybody's got to stop making apps for
No.
their various services
Stop
and
it.
goods. It's got to end.
The air
It's gotta
fryer.
end.
Why do I need an app
Not
for the air
everything
fryer?
needs an app. Not everything needs a login.
We do have an app for this podcast. It's called Good Enough
only
app.
place you can get
And you
this
just
and
you
see
open it
this.
up and it says Wednesdays. It just reminds you
There's
on
a
Wednesdays.
4-step verification process
Yes.
currently to get in. which
You'll
is
never
so
remember your
weird.
password. Should
You don't wear an Apple Watch, do you, Sabrina?
I don't, but I was going to.
Did
Now
they
I'm not
even
going
take
to.
off though? Like I feel like
I think
it's
they do.
also-
No, at my workout classes,
People have them?
people
Oh,
have them because they give
stupid.
data. But I, don't
know
like
that
this. Is
people
what
always defend them for the health reasons. But
I don't like playing pickleball and have someone about to serve reading a message.
It's
Get gone.
horrible.
You
It's
just wait for a
horrible.
side.
We just got in a big fight about it because he said he wanted one for our anniversary, and I didn't get it for him. I got him this perfume at duty free instead that he didn't like, and he's like, "You knew what I wanted," and I'm like, "Well, I don't want that in our life."
Yeah.
And he's like, "That is absurd to pick a present based on yourself." And I said,
Well, that's what
You
everyone's
should call
doing.
it perfume and not
99% of presents. Yes.
It was cologne. Okay, it was cologne.
Got him this gorgeous lipstick from duty free. This guy is impossible.
It was the exact color I wanted. All right.
All right.
Sabrina, you
God.
go.
Who do I put in timeout? All right.
Put on-
Olivia, you got the stopwatch? I have notes. Ready?
Dude, I had an Apple
Well, you
Watch.
wrote it
I
out?
had
Yeah, I did.
Damn it.
But don't tell people on the audio that I wrote it out. You got to watch the video to know when I'm reading off a screen. Ready and go. Parents who play classical music exclusively for their kids, stop trying so hard to make a genius, okay? Based on your decision-making skills, your kid is not likely to be the brightest. Yeah, River only listens to Tchaikovsky. Fuck you. River is being abused. Do not withhold shitty kids' music from a toddler like it's... Oh, God. I wrote it down and I lost my spot.
Just do it.
I feel passionate about this because, first of
I
all,
understand.
our producer, Morgan, was raised on Mozart, and guess what? He ended up a heroin addict. Okay?
What are you talking about? He's a successful podcast.
Ended up, and then now
Impresario.
he's successful.
Wow.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, would he have done heroin if his parents would have just played him a little row
He
the
would have
boat?
gotten here quicker.
The way my little baby's face lights up, it's like giving them MDMA to play
Yeah.
I Love a Rainbow.
Yeah,
And by
yeah.
the way he looks at me like I can sing. I love a rainbow. Is that good?
I never knew you couldn't
Sounded
sing.
Can I
really
sing?
good, actually.
Good, but serious. Wait, hold on, that wasn't good. Oh no, I wasted my time. I just think it's
1 minute
selfish.
for a reason.
It's selfish and it's desperate. And anyone that listens to this podcast knows I'm trying to not be desperate.
I honestly don't agree because I think it's important because that's the only place they're ever going to hear the classical music.
I'm saying let them hear the classical, but people that exclusively that are
Okay.
like, that's what she likes. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not. It
Okay,
can't
I hear
be.
you.
It can't be.
All right, Miss June.
You ready for me?
Yeah. What are you putting in timeout? The
Okay.
classic segment.
Okay. I'm putting, and you talked about it before, Sabrina, and I'm just gonna, when you mentioned it, it actually activated me. I'm gonna put children's birthday parties in timeout.
Yeah, put them in
Whoa.
timeout.
And here's why. I do think that it's lovely to celebrate kids. I love a celebration. I love a party too. I do think that the number of kids' parties where we're inviting every kid in the class, which we should be doing, but the number of them, I think it's paralyzing weekends. I think we are becoming hostages to children's birthday parties. And I made a decision when we were going through preschool very early on. I said, we're not going.
Oh my God, amazing.
We're not going.
They don't go to parties?
They don't. Well, they're not. There aren't any anymore. Like we're kind of
stopped
out
getting
of that
invited.
phase. Oh, I hadn't thought about it.
There aren't any anymore.
I thought kids stopped having them now. After a certain age, I feel like kids are like Gus's group is like they're going to like Great Adventure together, like a group
Like
of
five kids. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a little different now. And Sam, I guess, is still having parties, but at this point, they're also like, oh, we're just having the boys go to Sky Zone together. Like it's no longer everyone
standing
in the
next
class.
to someone who's sort of kicking the tires on your life.
Yes, and we're the entire class was being invited, and also I was like, you're 5. You're not going to know these people.
Speaking of 5,
4, 3. Just 2. Resist. #resist them and just say you're not going.
That's a hot take.
Great.
But I have an only child and she lives for socialization
So then I understand
parties.
that. I understand that. I just think that they take over a lot of the weekend.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because if you say yes to everything, all of a sudden you're like, where did my life go and why?
And I do think sometimes when they're really little, it's like, it's great to have a reason to go somewhere. And you're like, oh, great. I'm glad 2 hours just got filled up.
That is a hot take. I love it.
All right, it's time for the final segment of Good Enough, which is listening to a listener question. If you have a question, go to Good Enough PCast at Instagram and click on the link in the bio, just like Tina did. What's Tina's question?
Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, girl.
Okay, I have a question for you. How come kids in the morning, when they have a couple of simple tasks to complete, they've been told, they've been modeled, the activities have been modeled for them, things like you get dressed, you brush your teeth, you put on your shoes, and then you go to the front door to go to school at 7:45, and then when it is 7:45, and then you say, okay, are you ready? Not only are they not ready, but they go in the complete opposite direction of the front door. You're watching them and they say, okay, and then instead of opening the front and walking out, they head to the back of our home and go do something that has nothing to do with going to school. And I'm at a loss. So I need some thoughts on that. What do I do to get them to just do it?
First of all, I feel like this is universal, right?
Yeah, for
In
sure.
gentle parenting, it didn't happen in the 50s.
That's true.
Because I wasn't around in the 50s, but someone got belted.
That's true.
Someone got belted in the 50s.
True.
No, I mean, yeah, this is where not hitting your kids doesn't speed things up.
No, it certainly doesn't. This is where talking through things really slows things down. In fact.
Yeah. Well, the pressure is just, I feel like they don't have a watch. They don't have an Apple Watch at Natasha's home. And they don't have a phone. They don't have a real understanding of time yet. And so when you say, like, your kids kind of make fun of you for it, right? You're like, oh, in a minute. And they're like, a long
What is
minute
a
or a
minute?
short minute.
Yeah.
They don't know. So really, their only understanding of time is how fucking stressed you get.
Yes.
Like if it's like,
You're
and
the
this
clock.
is Shauna's running the show in the morning, and I'm sort of like, I run the show out the door and to the school. But Shauna in the morning, I can tell what time it is based on the register of her
hysteria
voice.
of the voice, yeah.
I told you, please, shoes. That means we have
it's
5
5
minutes.
to 8, yeah.
When she goes, babe, can you put your shoes on? That means we have 20
Yes.
minutes, which is not the
So
time to get your
funny.
shoes on.
Right.
20 minutes before.
Right.
But every morning, it's inevitable. You know,
Yeah.
Shauna and I are shooting this secret project, and they were like, "Can you shoot some like just B-roll of you at home in the morning getting ready?" And I'm like, "You don't want to see that. That's footage from a war movie."
And I will say, I do think that is universal, that most people are struggling through the morning and getting kids out the door.
I mean, look, I also have a hard time getting out the door, and my wife, who is, it is funny because you are sort of extra critical about the thing that you work on yourself. And Shauna knows not what time it is. She doesn't know.
Sure.
She drifts in, she drifts out. When we went to Ireland, her family showed up 2 hours late for dinner. will we
that
put
would
this
drive
on the
me
web? I don't
crazy.
know if they have the web. Guys, I love
They'll
Jen,
never
but it
find
was
it.
2 hours later.
They'll never
and I
find
said
it.
to myself, wow, she's come a long way. And you know, if
Wow.
Wolfie and Rowan show up 10 minutes late as opposed to her 20, aren't we getting somewhere? I
Yes,
just feel
that's
like, you know
true.
what?
That's true.
My therapist once said, I was frustrated because Shauna was late. She goes, one thing that we have to register is that being on time doesn't make you a better person.
God, I struggle with that. I'm a Capricorn. I mean, I was late here and it's still haunting me. And I was only, I think, like 2 minutes late. And the directions
And I'm
to the
sorry
parking
about the way
weren't-
we yelled at you. It was a weird
No,
way
it's
to
okay.
start.
It's okay. I didn't think the directions were as clear as they could have been coming down
There
the
was a
street
map.
to the
It's
alleyway.
in a
There was a map.
PDF.
I'm not a visual
We do
person.
shoot
I
this
wish it
deep
had been
in
an
an alleyway.
audio clip.
An audio.
Okay.
We know how passionate you are about audio.
Well, speaking of
wanna look at
audio,
anything.
we can listen to both of June's podcasts, Deep Dive.
Only listen.
And how did this get made?
And how
you
did this
just
get made? Which,
imagine
by the
what I
way, is
look
one
like.
of the #1 podcasts, or at least has been in the past. So I know you
been-
can't even go
it's
see this.
literally been around for 15 years.
Well, you were one
Look.
of the first. It's still thriving.
I've
Congrats.
said it before. I invented podcasts. Don't fact check that. But yeah, both are great.
We love you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thank you for
coming,
having
June. It was
me.
so great to hear some of your secrets.
I feel like maybe I'm not even going to say it, but it's very hard to talk about parenting because it's something we all care so deeply about. And I think sometimes it's so easy to like bitch about it because it is hard, but also it's so beautiful. And it's like almost harder to put words to the joy of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
No,
like, what are we
no.
all supposed to sit around and talk about how it's like an existential love I've never felt before? Like there's no
Yes.
space to do that either.
Yes.
But it's also hard to not sound like preachy but it is such a private, sacred journey, and also like so much better when you're doing it with people you love and who make you laugh. So I'm so glad you guys are doing this podcast.
Thank you for simply putting words to the container that is good enough.
No problem.
Thanks, June.
You're absolutely
We take
welcome.
45 minutes to get out of the studio.